This video will look at how to set up and manage your pricing structures. So firstly we go to Merchant and then eMetrics, and then from the pricing structure drop down we click on the list page. From here we can do a search for any existing pricing structures in the system. We can edit the pricing structure by clicking the green tick icon, and we can delete it by clicking the red cross. To create a new pricing structure, we click Create on the right hand side. So the first field we need to fill out is the name of the pricing structure. We do recommend that you give some thought to the naming conventions you wish to use for your pricing structures, because as the list of pricing structures in your system grows, it becomes harder to manage them, and by using an effective name you can easily identify what that pricing structure represents without having to click in and look at the details of it. We then provide a priority, with 1 being the highest number. So in the event that more than one pricing structure is applicable to a particular product and customer combination, the highest priority will be the price that takes effect. We then have a number of different constraints that we can put on the pricing structure, such as a date range that it's eligible for, a buying quantity range, supply price range, RRP price range, RRP margin range, promotion code, and the currency that it's applicable to. So if you do enter a promotion code, it means that we don't necessarily need to set up any specific customer rules, because anyone that enters that promotion code can take the pricing structure prices. So we then move into the pricing rules that we wish to set up for this pricing structure. So we can set these up by either using a percentage margin, a fixed dollar price markup, an RRP percentage markup, or a flat fixed price. We can choose to cap the price at RRP. So what this means is if the calculated price exceeds the RRP, we can limit it to be the RRP so that the customer's price doesn't appear on the website higher than what the RRP is. And lastly, we have some rounding options which allow us to avoid any obscure pricing such as $10.98 showing up on the website. So if we tick that box, we can then decide what the cents value of our product prices will look like. So if we wanted to show everything in full dollars, such as $10, we would leave it as 0. If we wanted to show product pricing with 95 cents, such as $9.95, we would put 95 cents in here. And the last checkbox determines whether this is applicable to the X price or the Inc tax price. So once we're satisfied with everything that we've entered, we then click Save to create the pricing structure. So you'll notice that there's now a warning that's displayed at the top of the page asking us to fill out one or more customer and product rules. So if we scroll down to the bottom of the page now, you'll see that there's an additional 2 tables on the page. The first one is a set of product rules, and the second one is a set of customers. So for every pricing structure, we can set a group of products that it's applicable to, as well as a group of customers that it's applicable to, which means that we can offer different customers different pricing for different products. So we'll now add a simple product rule to this pricing structure. To do this, we click Add on the right hand side. So we have a few options here. Firstly, the rule that we add can either be an inclusion rule or a deny rule. We can then limit the product set to be a specific supplier or a specific manufacturer, a specific category, and optionally its categories below, as well as down to a single product. And we can add as many of these rules as we like. By clicking Save without setting any of these, we'll then be adding it applicable to all products, so we'll do that. So we can now see that this pricing structure is applicable to every product in the system. So we'll now add a customer rule, and to do that we click Add on the right hand side. So similar to the product rules, we can either make them an allow rule or a deny rule. And we can then limit the customer list to be by a specific role in the system, a specific company, as well as a specific individual. If we click Save without making any changes here, the pricing structure will be applicable to all customers, so we'll do that. So we can see that warning message has now disappeared from the top of the page, and there's a notation here letting us know that the pricing will take effect at the beginning of the next hour. So the reason why the prices don't update immediately is because there's a lot of calculations that go on in the background to set the different prices for all these different pricing structures. If we were adjusting the prices straight away, it would cause a bit of a slowdown to the system. So instead, we cache the prices and we push that job back to the beginning of every hour so that it doesn't have any effect on the customers. So if we now just review this pricing structure, we can see that there's no constraints. We've added a 10% margin and it's applicable to all products and all prices.